because you don't want to give a bad impression, you know. You don't want to give a bad impression of, you know, the boaters in general, not just me, you know. Although, you know, people sometimes assume, oh, the scruffy buggers, those boaters, aren't they, you know. And to some extent, that is true. You haven't got much of a choice. You can't keep an extensive wardrobe. You can't do major hairstyling sessions, etc, etc. Just the limitations. Hair dryers are an issue because limited electricity with batteries, etc, etc. So, oh, and irons as well, to iron clothes, you know. Although, do you know, I haven't ironed a garment in over a year, I think. And I used to iron, obviously, a shirt every day for work and stuff. So, it is a struggle. Not a struggle, but it's not as easy to stay presentable, you know, in normal, you know, respectable appearances. It's more difficult. And so the temptation is to go, oh, you know, I'm only stood on the boat, whatever. I'm not going into the pub or a restaurant or somewhere posh, you know. Pardon me. So I won't bother. Not too bad. Not too bad. Where was I? Yeah, being scruffy. So you tend to end up giving into the temptation and just a little bit, you know. And yeah, my hair was obviously the first victim. I don't know, I can't explain that. But the great thing is, you sort of don't care. Now, you know, when you're going into a supermarket or a pub or a restaurant, you know, if you're going into a place where there are normal people, you do, I think it's only right that you make a little bit more effort. You know, so I do try to do that and wear what might be considered almost normal clothes. Like I don't wear wellies, you know, from going into the pub. You know, I will put shoes on. And at great personal cost, by the way, because the shoes on some of those muddy toe paths I've seen this winter, the shoes have gone through 6 inches of mud, utterly caked in mud, almost completely caked in mud. And, you know, then you have to take them inside and essentially wash them, you know, under a tap. And just, it's just palaver you don't need, you know. But I will do that because I don't want to look too scruffy. I'll look a bit scruffy. You can't help but look a bit scruffy, I think. You know, summer boaters, I think, are fine. People who are spending like 2 weeks on their boat, or a month, you know, as a summer holiday, they can sort of manage a little bit better, I think, because they can bring a bigger wardrobe. They got more storage space generally because they haven't got the liveaboard gear that you always have, your stuff. They don't necessarily bring that. So I feel like the summer or the I'll call them leisure boaters. I know many of them will spend 2 and 3 months, the entire summer, 4 or 5 months. So it's a spectrum. It isn't leisure boaters and liveaboards. It's more complicated than that. It's a whole sliding scale. The swan. He's probably threatening me in swan language. I don't care, mate. You can't get me. I'm on a boat. Yeah, it's a whole sliding scale, and I feel like the less so it's not all leisure boaters look brilliant because, you know, they can. But the more time you spend in a continuous, you know, periods staying on your boat, the more stuff you need, the less space for clothes, basically, and other, you know, things to make you look good.